Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I use an inspiring quote. And today's is so important. You know, growing up, I don't think I'll ever forget how my granny used to make sweet tea. Oh, that stuff was so good. But the process of making the tea, was a little bit of heat, wasn't there? Yeah, some boiling water. And it kind of got everything moving. It got all the flavors out of that tea bag. And it helped to create that iconic sweet tea. Ooh, that I loved so much. It's like nectar, right? But hey, there's something to be said about the tea in that bag and the whole process of how it's made. Of course, my favorite part was adding the sugar because, I mean, who doesn't get a little bit of the sugar and just eat it? But here we go. This quote is from Alan Fletcher. He said, "A person without imagination is like a tea bag without hot water." Think about that. All these contents inside this tea bag have so much potential, but they're not doing a blooming thing if they're just hanging out in the bag. It takes that water. It takes the process of diluting that, of getting the water in there and releasing all of the flavors to really make tea as good as it can be. So with that in mind, I want you to think about all the things you have on the inside of you and how your creativity helps bring those things to light. Yeah, creativity is like that hot water. Imagination is right there. So what it really says is we have to have a lively sense of innovation and imagination. We've got to always be thinking outside the box because without imagination, we never discover our true potential. So maybe you have some pretty interesting things about yourself that you've kind of put on the back burner. You're like, yeah, you know, I can do this, I can do that. Sometimes these things that we do are looked at as mere party tricks. I don't know what that is for you. Maybe you do an impersonation of something. I heard the story one time. Actually, let me tell you this, okay? So, this guy used to do the Donald Duck voices at parties. He would just crack out this Donald Duck, and he sounded just like Donald, right? Well, everybody kept telling him, "Man, that is so good. You sound just like the cartoon." Do you know what happened? Somebody at Disney ended up hearing his impression, and guess what he found a career doing? Voicing Donald Duck. It's just crazy. If you don't let the cat out of the bag, nobody will ever know that cat was in there. I know there's so many ways of saying it, but basically it comes down to this. You've got to be willing to use your imagination and get a little weird sometimes because you never know how it's going to impact somebody else and even your own life. So be creative today. Maybe those creative juices haven't flowed in a while. Maybe there's something you really enjoy doing that you have just, I don't know, it's like you've suppressed it. Well, maybe now it's time to let it out. Maybe now it's time to practice it a little bit. And who knows where you might end up because of it. But I know this. God has given each and every one of us skills, abilities, and talents, and we should be using them because those are amazing gifts, and they're made to be used and for the world to see. So I hope you're encouraged by that. Let's all think outside the box. Let's color outside the lines today, shall we? Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm so glad you're here.
I know someone who knows what I'm up against.
You know what really goes hand in hand with using your imagination? Like we started off with the inspiring quote. Well, what goes hand in hand is actually giving yourself the freedom, giving yourself the liberty of enjoying God's imagination because all the stuff around you, wow, he thought it up. He spoke it into being. And so I think it's only right that we get to explore it. We get to find out, hey, just how creative is our God? Oh, hey, let this song speak to you in that regard.
Sometimes it's like I'm playing game or standing in the middle of the Grand Canyon. I'm eating candy, sitting at a gourmet feast.
Well, spooky season is upon us, and that means a lot of yard displays are out there. But I wonder if you've ever been really encouraged by a Halloween yard display. You're like, ew, gross. No, it's grody things out there. We're talking about skeletons and ghosts and ghouls and goblins and all this stuff. Well, I want you to stick around because I'm about to blow your mind about a particular display that somebody has out front of their house and a passerby who had to write a note to them. You're going to love this. I challenge you to stick around because it's so worth it. But first, unspoken, what he says about you.
You had a light till somebody stole it. The words that they said cut you like a knife.
Okay, I don't know if you've started seeing all the yard displays or not, but there's all kinds of creative stuff out there. We're talking about these big blow-up yard ornaments that look like a big jack-o'-lantern or, all the stuff that comes along with spooky season. You're like, Steven, you're on a Christian radio station and you're talking about spooky yard ornaments. Yes, I am. You know why? Because there's something good to be found in the middle of all of that. And I can't wait to tell you what it is. And so I want you to stick around and hear a little bit about the skeleton family that's hanging out in front of somebody's house and what exactly it means to a lady. Just a passerby. It's going to blow your mind. So I want you to be here right after David Leonard and Good Lord right here on the Lifeline Morning Show because I'm going to tell you the story next.
When I look back, I can see that you met my needs every time.
I told you we got to think outside the box. We got to color outside the lines today, and I've got to represent that right here in the studio. So guess what we're about to talk about? Spooky season. That's right. You're like, Steven, Christian radio station. You're not supposed to talk about stuff like that. Oh, that's okay. I think we'll get past that, especially when you hear what I'm about to tell you. All right, so you know how everybody starts those yard displays? Well, not everybody, but some people do. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see how it grows during the season, and then even from year to year, how many more they add to the collection. And I don't know, it's just something that puts a smile on my face at least, and especially my little girl's face, because we've already noticed a few houses doing this. You might see, I don't know, Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas, or, you might see Frankenstein out on the front, or Frankenstein's monster at least, out on somebody's front lawn, or those big 12-foot skeletons. There's a guy just down the street from us who put skeletons all over his house. They were climbing on the chimney. They were hanging off of the gutter on the side of the house. It's just crazy how creative he got with that. And then Mr. Holiday, just down the street from us and around the corner, he always does the yard decorations. And it's amazing. My daughter looks forward to it every year, right? Well, let me tell you why I'm talking about these yard decorations. Because I came across this story of a lady. Her name is Tammy, and she is dealing with a lot right now. But every day she passes by a house that has one of these displays out front. And they start real early in the season, and they add to it as they progress. And so what they've done is a theme of skeletons. So they've got these two 12-foot skeletons, like the mom and the dad. And then they have smaller skeletons around that represent the kids. And then they have it looks like a dog skeleton. It's just like this whole skeleton family. Oh, and I can't talk about this without actually playing a little something for you. This is one of my daughter's favorite songs this time of year. Here, take a listen. See if you remember what it is.
And shivers down your spine.
Yeah, this is one of the fun songs this time of year. Anyway, the skeleton family's been hanging out front of this house, and new members have been being added throughout the season. Well, Tammy, she decided she had to say something, so she put together a little handwritten note and left it for the owners there at the property. They opened it up, and it was dated 9/10/24, so just 2 days ago, right? She said, I've been driving past your house daily for the past 19 days on my way to radiation treatments. A highlight of my journey has been checking to see who else has joined the Bone family and what they are up to. Thankfully, Wednesday, September 11th, is my final radiation treatment, though I may need to continue driving by once in a while to see what's new. Thanks for the diversion, Tammy. Wow, you know what? The owners, they were touched by this handwritten note. So much so that, do you know what happened? The next day, they had just a little time to make this happen, but the next day when Tammy drove by, not only were there members of the Bone family out there, but it's like each one of them had a different sign. One of them says, you did great. Another one says here, I'm just going to take a look. You did great. Last treatment day, 9/11/24. A sign with hearts all over it. Another one with you got this. Another one with never give up. And all of these different skeleton members, the Bones family, they have these different signs encouraging Tammy on her last day of treatment. How cool is that? I love it. So it's something she enjoys, and these people wanted to make sure that she felt the love on her last day of treatment. And I just had to tell you about it. I thought that was so creative. Very rarely do you see the skeletons holding encouraging and positive signs, but it's so neat. So anyway, I just had to throw it out there, let you know what's going on. There's some really good stuff happening in this world, and as long as I keep finding it, I'll keep bringing it your way, okay? All right, thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. All right, now, I guess I need to play some more music. So Dan Bremner's and No One Loves Me Like You Do, right here, right now, on the Lifeline Morning Show.
I can't believe it. You came through at the end of myself. It's where I found you.
Getting ready in the mornings is kind of hard. No, this is not kind of hard. It's tough most days. Let's talk a little bit about that next. But first, a great song. This one just sounds like summer. It's Ryan Stevenson, Just As You Are.
I've been wasting way too much of my time, living up in my mind, trying to do it all right.
Getting ready in the mornings, it's kind of like pulling teeth sometimes, isn't it? Because if you got multiple kids, it's really hard because, they've each got something different going on at the same time, right? Kind of got to stagger that bathroom time so one of them can get in there and then they have to get done before the other one gets in there. And then you've got breakfast, you got all the stuff, you got the clothes to put on a day like today, you've got all the rain gear you got to pack, and it just is not easy at all. So let's talk a little bit about that. I came across a dad who has made a few observations, and they might just relate to you. Here, take a listen to this.
It's the same thing every morning. It's a struggle to get both of them out of bed. And a 5-year-old wants her hair brushed with the soft brush and not the other brush. But no matter how my wife brushes her hair, she's still angry about it, so it doesn't matter. And my son has allergies, so we have to give him Flonase in the morning, and trying to give him Flonase is like trying to give a cat a bath. And my daughter thinks she needs to pack her own lunch, which her packing her own lunch consists of a half-gallon bag full of the Cookie Crisp cereal, which while she's making it, dumps 3/4 of the box in the floor and just stares at me. So now all of us have to stop what we're doing and help her sweep up the Cookie Crisp, where it's never going to get done. No one's ever going to get out the door because she's going to pick it up 3 at a time, and it's going to take her about a month and a half to get the box cleaned up. My son is angry that he has to clean up her mess because he didn't have anything to do with it. But it's chaos.
Yeah. You feel it, don't you? But hey, look at you. You're already in the car. Y'all are ready to start the day. Congratulations. You made it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, we're going to have some fun right before school starts with this car line competition. It's coming up shortly. I hope you win some gift cards.
Where two or more are gathered in his name, he is there. For all who come, who run to him in faith, he is there.
I'm feeling like we need a little something to amp us up this morning, getting ready for this car line competition. I don't know, maybe this will do the trick. It's called the church clap. I think a lot of you know it. And feel free to clap along because it just invites you to. Are you ready? Here we go. That beat is about to drop. You ready? Ready? Here we go. Here we go. And there it is. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn! All right, now let's go ahead and crank that engine and let's start that music so I can say, hey everybody, it's time to play the car line competition. It's your chance to win some gift cards this morning. This is my trivia game. Now I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna give you the cue to call. After I give you some multiple choice answers, and I'm gonna give you a shot at winning some gift cards. Now this morning for the first question, we are starting off with 6. That's right, 6 gift cards. I'm looking forward to this because you know what? Brandon Barry called me up yesterday. He won them, but he rolled his over and he started that thing, you know, it's called, what does it sound like again? Oh yeah, that, a train. So 6 gift cards up for grabs. Now I wonder if you have what it takes to win this morning. We're about to find out because here we go. In meteorology, what metallic element is used in a thermometer? Is it A, zinc, B, mercury, C, cadmium, or D, cobalt? 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Oh, all you kids been looking at the periodic table. You're thinking, which one is it? Which one is it? Ask your mom, ask your dad, because they likely know. Here we go. In meteorology, what metallic element is used in thermometers? Is it zinc, mercury, cadmium, or cobalt? Be the first caller at 256-505-0885 and let me know the right answer. And you are going to win 6 gift cards. That's a lot of love you can share with a lot of people. Or that's a lot of gift cards to roll over to the next person. It's however you want to play it. But don't be nervous because I really record these and then I edit them, make you sound like a rock star on the radio. So don't be nervous about calling me, all right? We won't be live on the air. 256-505-0885 is the number to call. The question one more time is this. In meteorology, what metallic element is used in thermometers? Is it A, zinc, B, mercury, C, cadmium, or D, cobalt? 256-505-0885 is that number. And here's a song. It's Toby Mac with his new one. It's called Nothing Sweeter, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show.
There's been so many times I got it so wrong, and a couple that I got it just right.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I love this time of the day because I get to hear from you. You know, that's really what I look forward to. You're the reason why I'm here in the studio in the first place. And come on, having fun on the radio, that's just a win-win all the way around. Here's my latest call. Take a listen. 88.5 JFM, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing well.
Good. What's your name?
It's Matt Harris.
Matt Harris. All right, Matt Harris. What are we doing right now?
I've got my kiddo Lorelai here. She's gonna answer that question.
All right, Lorelai, how's it going, girl?
Good.
Good. What are you looking forward to about school today?
I don't know.
You don't know? Gotcha. Well, we'll just roll with the punches. We'll see what comes. But right now, let's see if we can have some fun. All right, Lorelai, here we go. In meteorology, what metallic element is used in thermometers? Is it A, zinc, B, mercury, C, cadmium, or D, cobalt?
Mercury.
Mercury is correct. Congratulations to you. 6 gift cards. What do you think about that?
Amazing.
I think so too. Well, hey, I wonder, can you tell me about a couple of people you're going to share the love with?
My cousins and my friends.
What's your cousin's name?
Charlotte.
Oh, very cool. What do you love about that cousin?
She always plays and she also does her snacks.
Cool. And who's that friend you were talking about?
Sawyer.
What do you love about that friend?
She's sweet and she helps me when I get hurt at PE.
Oh, very cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing the love right here on the radio. All right, Lorelai, I hope you have a wonderful day at school, and I hope to talk with you soon, okay?
Okay.
That's how it's done. The car line competition, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let's do this second question for your chance to win 3 gift cards. Here we go. Roughly how long does sunlight take to reach the Earth? Is it A, 3 seconds, B, 2 weeks, C, 80 years, or D, 8 minutes? 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Oh, I can see you Googling right now. But one of you knew it. So I'm going to capture that call. Stay on the phone line with me while I start this song. I'll get your answers. Danny Goki, and I got you right here on the Lifeline. What's up, Bud Williams?
Is it B?
Is it B? 2 weeks. Nope, it's not 2 weeks.
What was the question again?
All right. Roughly how long does sunlight take to reach the Earth? Is it A, 3 seconds, B, 2 weeks, C, 80 years, or D, 8 minutes?
Is it D?
D, 8 minutes? Is that your final answer?
Well, I don't know if it is or not, because you got 4 answers.
I know. You want to lock it in? You want to try this one out? D?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bud Williams. You just won 3 gift cards. Ha ha ha.
I'm going to start that train and rolling again.
Woohoo! I hear it in the background, man. Very good.
Yes, you're the engineer.
That's right. That's right. She's doing good. She's headed into school right now.
Don't let her drive it too fast.
I know. She would drive it too fast. Always good to hear from you, bud. Man, I hope you have a great day. Wow, rolling those gift cards over, getting that train started. That means somebody's got the chance of winning 6 gift cards now. And here's the big question. Here's the one I think that's the hardest of all of them this morning. Are you ready for this? I think you have what it takes to get this one. Here we go. How many limbs does a squid have? Is it A, 10, B, 12, C, 8, or D, 14? Ooh, 256-505-0885 is the number to call. There's my caller. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Did you call to play or did you just need to talk?
I'm calling to play.
Calling to play. All right, let's play this game. We got 6 gift cards up for grabs. For those of you who don't know, this is my lovely bride, Cassie. And
good morning.
She's also a school teacher, so it would be really embarrassing if she didn't get this particular question right. So...
You're hilarious.
It's all on the line. How many limbs? Listen to me carefully. How many limbs does a squid have? Is it A, 10, B, 12, C, 8, or D, 14?
The answer is 10.
10 is correct. Congratulations to you. I knew you had this in the bag, babe. Yes, so 6 gift cards now. That's a lot of love you can share with a lot of people.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a lot of love. But I'll just pass them on, and whoever is the next person, they can bless a whole bunch of people.
Ooh, la la. I think that sounds fun. All right. Such a big heart you have. We're going to start tomorrow morning off with 9 gift cards up for grabs. Sounds cool. Hey, while I got you on the phone, wasn't it so cool making new friends yesterday at the dermatologist office?
That was pretty... Okay. So the dermatologist appointment was not fun.
You're right.
But the making new friends and the 2 little precious girls were adorable. And I'm hoping that they remember what radio station is that you're on, and that they decide to call in.
Yeah.
Either tomorrow maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to today.
They could really cash out tomorrow morning with these 9 gift cards. And yeah, we played a little bit. We played 2 games, actually. And it's so funny because this family walked in. It looked like a mom and 2 kids. And then there was, I guess, I don't know if the other little boy across the way was part of the family or not. Or maybe a cousin.
I don't think he was part of the family. He just kind of joined in on the fun, which was really neat.
And I think they go to the same school because him and the older girl, they both had these wrist things on that looked similar.
Yes.
So, so we played, they were saying, the little one, so it was a 1st grader and a 4th grader. And the 1st grader was looking at the 4th grader, and I overheard their conversation. She was saying, hey, we need to play a game. And the older one's like, I don't know what game to play. I said, I know a game. How about I Spy with my little eye? And then they got it started, and we got involved. It was fun. Actually, we played 3 games. We played that. We played rock, paper, scissors, to which we were introduced to the black hole, and the black hole wins every time.
Didn't know anything about that one.
Right. And then what else? We played slaps. So that was fun, too. Yeah.
but not with them. They made us play against each other.
Right, and then they played against each other to see who would win.
Yeah.
So,
It
was
fun.
It really was. Well, hey, you want to share some love with somebody this morning?
Sure. Let's see.
Why do you love me so much? I'm playing. You don't have to pick me.
Well, I mean, I was going to pick our daughter.
Okay. I understand.
And I do love you, but I mean, everybody knows our daughter, but she's just such a spunky girl, and I love her attitude and she's a go-getter, and I'm thankful that God blessed us with her, and I just love her. So I love her so much, but there's so many things about her that I love, and I'm just unbelievably thankful that God blessed us with her.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. She's pretty special.
She is.
All right, babe. Well, I hope you have the best day ever. Rainy day at school today.
Yes, it is rainy.
All right.
Big time.
Be careful on your way in.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. That's how it's done. The car line competition, and 9 gift cards up for grabs tomorrow morning, all because, well, she just did a little something we call getting the train started. You got to hear the train. We need to talk about the train. My computer's thinking about it. So there it is. Yeah, 9 gift cards up for grabs tomorrow morning when we start at 7 o'clock. So I hope that you'll be here and try to win those gift cards, because that's a lot of love you can share with a lot of people. All right, so what are we going to talk about next? Well, let me tell you, we've got a drive time devotion coming up, and then we've got an hour and a half, no, two and a half hours of show left. So we are going to have some fun. I do hope you'll stick around. And remember that you can tune us in online if you have to step away from your radio. Just go to 885jfm.com, click that On Now button, press play, and you are good to go. All right, Brandon Lake, Praise You Anywhere, right here, right now. Plus, another reminder, too, if you happen to miss part of the show or want to catch up on something you missed or hear it again, you can catch it on the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcast at 10:30 this morning. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show Podcast on those platforms.
You gotta dance through the darkness, sing through the fire, praise when it don't make sense.
It's 65 degrees right now in Boaz, and Arab is 67 in Coleman, 68 in Bluentsville, 69 in Guntersville, and I've been wondering if we were ever going to hit that big round number. And in an interesting turn of events, the place that was the coolest on the map just yesterday at this time is now the warmest on the map. Scottsboro, they are, oh yes, kissing that 70-degree mark right now. I didn't think we'd make it because of all this rain-cooled air. And that being said, rain, plenty of it on the roads. Be careful out there today, please. It's been a while since we had rain, so those roadways may be a little slick. Now, your word of life. It's a good one today from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Imitate God, therefore, in everything you do, because you are his dear children. Yes, we are. So I want you to pick a character trait of your Heavenly Father, and I want you to imitate it today. Maybe it's his creativity, so you need to be super creative today. Or maybe it's his loving kindness. Maybe you need to be a little more understanding of that one person that drives you nuts at work. Yeah, maybe show them a little extra love. I know it can be hard to do, but you can do this. And while you're at it, share that word of life. We got it ready for you across our socials. Now, Austin French, God is good. Turn it up. It's a great song.
Lately I've been wrestling with everything, 'cause everything seems hard.
So I think we've got a pretty good slogan around here. It's 88.5 JFM, making your day better, right? And because, the opposite wouldn't sound as good, would it? 88.5 JFM, making your day worse. You got to be careful with that word, worse. But you know what? There are some things that we need to be worse at. You're like, Steven, what are you talking about? Have you lost your marbles? Probably, but no, I'm right on with this particular topic because we're getting a little help from Uncle Pappy, and that's coming up next. So I hope you stick around and find out what you need to get worse at. Ooh, I'm telling you, it's going to make a lot of sense. So make sure that you are here. First, we the kingdom, and Jesus does, right here on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better.
Tells the sun rise every morning, colors the sky with the shades of his glory.
So there's this radio personality that I grew up listening to, and I looked forward to hearing him every morning when I was getting ready for school. Yep, I wonder if maybe you know who he is. I'm going to play just a little clip of what he used to do. He's not doing it anymore. His real name, Gary Burbank, but you know him as Earl Pitts.
You know what makes me sick? You know what makes me so angry? I just want to squeeze the grease out of Willie Nelson's braid and fry up some eggs.
He always had a brand new line every morning. It was hilarious. And he'd go through this crazy story. He'd likely talk about his wife, Pearl. And at the very end, it was Native American redneck, Earl Pitts. Pitts off, that kind of thing. Wake up, America. It was so much fun. I think I found this generation's Earl Pitts. His name is Uncle Pappy. I found him over on the socials, and he's got a little bit of wisdom to pass along to all of us. Now, this is unconventional wisdom because everybody is talking about being better, getting better, trying to achieve your next best thing, reaching your goals. But you see, Uncle Pappy has a little different opinion on this particular matter. Here, I want you to hear what he has to say because I think it might just challenge your perspective and you might have one of those aha moments. So take a listen.
We always think about the things we need to get better at, but we so seldom think about the things we need to get worse at, brother. We always say, oh, sorry, I forgot to respond to your email. I need to get better at being that. I need to be vigilant. We don't think about what we need to get worse at, brother. The other day, I was doing something around the house. I made one mistake and very easily, very effortlessly snapped at myself, started to yell at myself. I said, you know what, man? I got to get worse at that. I got to get worse at snapping at myself, man. That was too easy, brother. Think about the things you need to get worse at, too. Life ain't 100% about getting better at everything, brother. You got to pull the reins back on some other things. That'll clear up a little time to get better at the good things, man. Get worse at the bad things, better at the good things, man. Keep on rocking.
What do you think about that? Better at the good things, worse at the bad things. Some things we do just need to get worse at. I hope that challenges your perspective, and I hope it reminds you that, hey, you got to free up that time. Let's get worse at some things, and let's get better at the others. Thanks for hanging out with me right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. This song went viral a while ago, and it's now released in its full version. I've been waiting on this other viral hit from Brandon that he's been teasing on the socials, and hopefully he'll be releasing it soon. As soon as he drops it, I'll play it for you here. But in the meantime, let's enjoy this one. It's Brandon Lake with That's Who I Praise, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better.
I want to dance like David. I want a faith like Paul. I want to sing like Silas, tearing down the prison wall.
Now I want to play a request for Richard Udi. He was wondering if he could hear Lead On, Good Shepherd by Patrick Mayberry. Yes, sir. I've got it right here ready to go. And I want to remind you all, I'd love to play your request as well. Just text me, 256-967-0885. I look forward to hearing from you.
Well, I've been turned round, but I've never been lost.
It's a pretty big shift in mindset from the best that you can be to just good enough. But you know what? Each one has its place. Don't believe me? Well, stick around and you'll hear from somebody who's made a career out of being just good enough. It's kind of an inspiring story, so I hope you'll stick around and hear it for yourself. And remember, if you have to step away from your radio, you can tune us in online. Just click that On Now button at 885jfm.com, then press play, and you are good to go. All right, Consumed by Fire now with Walk with Jesus.
So many people trying to fill a void inside, so many questions, asking how, asking why.
Always be ready. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that reminds me of, and it's this. It's 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. It starts off like this. Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all longsuffering and doctrine. I love that. Be ready in season and out of season. That means you're ready for whatever comes your way. You're just sitting there. You're ready to go. You're not just relaxing. No. You got the skills, the abilities, the talents. You have honed those, and you are ready to go. Kind of like a pinch hitter on a baseball team, right? They're not really in the game quite yet. They're just sitting on the bench. They're in the dugout. But once the coach calls, hey, it's time for you, you get up, you go out there, and you swing that bat, and you hit a home run, hopefully. But you got to be ready. You got to be practiced up. And in our case, well, we got to be prayed up, right? We got to be ready for whatever comes our way. Well, how does that translate to your career, to what you do for a living? Well, believe it or not, it actually does. Yeah. Came across this lady who, well, I'll just let her tell you the story because it is so good. Take a listen to her experience.
A Broadway actor once told me, don't worry about why they hired you, just make it the best decision they've ever made. And my friends, I am here to tell you that I have made a career, like a 6-figure career out of being everybody's favorite plan B. Like the trajectory from she'll do to is she available has been wild. I promise you. And it's not just work, it's friends, it's relationships, it's everything. Like, don't worry about why you're in the room. Just be an asset once you're in there. You will, being a pinch hitter, the things that will come to you if you have a good attitude and you're like, good enough. That's the mantra right there, actually. Good attitude, good enough.
I know it sounds like it's less than just good enough. Steven, I don't want to be just good enough. No, in this instance, just good enough is really the best you can be because you're not always going to be somebody's first choice. But even though you might be their second or their third or their fourth choice, you can be their best decision. So make sure to own it. Once you're given the opportunity, own that thing and make yourself available. Have a good attitude in the middle of it and then see how many more times you're called on. How many more people hear that you're just ready to go. You're skilled at this thing and you're really good at it. With a great attitude, that goes a long way. So I know it's like weird because getting motivation from just being good enough, but sometimes that's all it takes. So be encouraged today. Maybe you've been bummed out because you're not the first choice, because you're always skimmed over. You're always looked over when it comes time to promote within the company or to promote within even that ministry. It's like you've been sitting there as a servant for years. Maybe one of these days you'll get the opportunity to lead this thing, but you're just kind of having to sit back and be there. Be ready, instant, in season and out of season. Don't worry. What you're doing matters, even in that support role. And who knows, one day you might just become that first choice because of your resilience and because of your dedication to what you're doing. So keep up the good work and keep those spirits high. Keep your head held high because you matter. You are enough. So somebody just needed to hear that, even if it was just me. Thank you for hanging out with me here on The Lifeline. Now, Maverick City Music. Fear is not my future.
Let him turn it in your favor. Watch him work it for your good.
65 right now in Boaz and Arab. It's 67 in Huntsville. That temperature's come from 69 to 68, now to 67. This rain-cooled air, it's definitely feeling good out there. Plus, I know our grass is like singing praise right now because it's been dry. Mine's been crispy. It's brown. So maybe it'll green up now. It's 68 degrees here in Gunnersville, 70 the warm spot still in Scottsboro. And your forecast is brought to you by Classic by the Lake Express Car Wash. They're locally owned, locally operated, full-service family car wash and the home of the unlimited monthly wash plan. They're at the top of the mountain in Gunnersville, next door to Gunnersville Chevrolet. That's Classic by the Lake Express Car Wash. Now, your word of life. Today comes to you from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Imitate God, therefore, in everything you do, because you are His dear children. There are so many aspects of His character to imitate. So pick one today and try it. See what it does in your life. I guarantee you it'll make your day better and those around you at the same time. So give it a shot. And while you're at it, why not share that word of life? We've got it ready for you across all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, or Twitter, and TikTok, and it's always there at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Well, I do have to say a big good morning to our listeners in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Plus, it looks like Wheezy is hanging out with us up there in Michigan. Hope you're having a great day, Wheezy. We got Albertville, and we've got Arab on board with us as well here in North Alabama. Plus, our friends in Helsinki, Finland are hanging out. Thank you for just making us part of your day. It really means a lot that you're here. And hey, whether you're listening on the stream or the radio or even the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcast, I just want to say we are thankful for you. And I always love hearing from you. So why don't you text me? The number's 256-967-0885. I would love to hear from you. All right, so I just heard from Susie Saint. She said, "Good morning. This is Susie. Do you mind to play some Casting Crowns and Nobody?" Wow. Yeah, you know what? I can do that for you. I love that song as well. Nobody by Casting Crowns, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. So I wonder, who is your favorite artist? What is it about their music that really gets your attention? Well, I want to remind you of one thing before I play this song, and it's this. The Awakening Tour is coming up October 26th. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be in Huntsville. Casting Crowns, well, they're going to be there, along with We the Kingdom, Mac Powell, Katie Nicole, Terrian, and David Leonard. That lineup is so good, and I hope to see you in person at that concert. So if you don't already have tickets, go over to our website, 885jfm.com, and click that event banner, and you're going to find out how to get those tickets. So go check it out, okay? All right. That's coming up October 26th. And be watching that website for some more announcements of other concerts as I get the okay to start promoting them. One in particular is coming up between now and then, or it's around the same time in Vinemont, Alabama. So I'll be telling you more about that as we get just a little bit closer. But for now, I think maybe we need to hear that song, Nobody, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. So let me find it real quick. I'm trying my best here. Susie, give me just a second, and I'll find your song for you. It's Nobody. Oh, why am I having such a hard time finding it? I don't know, but I'm going to find it. We'll just sit right here until I find this song. And guess what? I just found it. So here we go. Nobody on the Lifeline Morning Show. 256-967-0885 is the number to text.
Why you ever chose me has always been a mystery. All my life I've been told I belong at the end of the line.
Sometimes I choose to do my own sound effects. So here, see if you can guess what this is. Yeah, right? Waggly tail. So happy to see you when you get home in the afternoons. Those pets, they bring you a lot of joy. Maybe you're not a dog person. Maybe you're a cat person. Well, sorry, I can't really make that good purring sound on my own. But anyway, we're going to talk about those pets coming up and where you can find some of them here in our own community, our listening area around here, where you're going to find these pets in some of these businesses. I got a few of them to talk about. Plus, another place where you could find a pet. It might just disarm some people as soon as they walk through the door because they're not expecting to see a pet when they come into this place. Stick around, find out what I'm talking about shortly, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I got some newsboys here with Stand.
Who will I be when trouble comes calling for me? Will I live the way I believe?
So I told you I couldn't really get the purr down myself, so I went ahead and put something together for you because we got to share the love with our cat people out there. There you go. So I don't know what kind of pet you like. Maybe you're a snake person. Ugh. They give me the heebie-jeebies. But for some people, that just does it for them. They love snakes. More power to you. Maybe you like ferrets. I had one of those bite me one time. Was not a happy camper. Cats, I'm okay with. But I did take care of my friend's cat in college. I'd go over to his trailer and try to feed his cat. But the cat absolutely hated me. And it tried to attack me a couple times. So I'm kind of skittish around cats. It takes me a while to warm up to them. But there's something about having cats in the workplace that's just so cool, There are a few places around here that I've noticed them. Maybe that pup over at Lakeview Eye Care here in Gunnersville. Yeah? So happy to see everybody. Maybe it's Samson, the dog at Southern General or Deep South Mercantile. Samson is a big boy. Or maybe it's one of the cats or the dogs at Lake City Auto Repair here in Gunnersville. Yep. I like trying to pet the cat because you never quite know if that cat's going to get a little frisky. Because you know how cats are. They roll over on their back and you dare touch their belly, and sometimes it pays off, and sometimes that's a no-touching zone. So you learn real quick. But having these pets in the workplace, they put a smile on people's faces. It disarms people a little bit, right? I feel a little more comfortable. For me, when I'm doing my walks at Arab City Park and I see a pup who's being walked around the trail, I've got to stop and say, hey, are they friendly? Can I pet them? I just met Honey, actually, the other night. That specifically happened. And Honey, it looked like this little golden retriever, little pup. Aw, so cute. I like pets. But you know what? One place you'd likely never see your pet is at church. Well, that is until now, because I'm about to tell you about it. Tewkesbury Abbey, all the way over in Gloucester, England. Care for a spot of tea across the pond? Well, they actually have a couple of greeters right there as you open up the cathedral doors from 9 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. daily. There are 2 black Labrador retrievers. Sure enough, they are the greeters there at the church. And the way this thing started off was really out of necessity, because you see, this guy, his wife and daughter had gone on a trip. And so here he was at home having to take care of all the responsibilities because he's a lay minister at the church. Plus he's got stuff going on at home, but nobody's at the house to watch the dogs. So he was like, hey, would it be okay if I brought my dogs with me? And they said, well, as long as they don't cause any distractions, we can give this a try. And so it has been a hit ever since. These 2 pups are, they've got their own little badges on, little collar with a badge that says who they are. Yeah, we're talking about Flo and, of course, her brother. They're ready to greet everybody with, just a nice, warm hug. Yeah, Flo and Eric are their names. And, they've really become somewhat of, celebrities around their neighborhood. So people walk in, and it's so funny because this guy is like, when people first walk into this church, this big cathedral, it's really dark. You have these big dark doors you open up, and it's really different for people, and they don't really know what to expect when they walk through these doors. So this just kind of disarms them right away and lets them know, hey, it's all going to be fine. You're safe here. So I thought that was a pretty cool story. So I don't know. Maybe that'll inspire somebody here in our own listening area to, try it out. Maybe you need some pet greeters at your church. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I love talking about good news with you and good news stories and things that'll just put a smile on your face. You never know what we're going to talk about around here, so I always enjoy talking with you, though. So if you'd like to text me, let me know what's going on in your life, or maybe a song you'd like to hear. I am all ears. 256-967-0885 is the number to text. Or maybe you got something big that God's done in your life. I want to celebrate with you. Maybe you're facing something you could use some help praying about. I'd love to do that too. So 256-967-0885. Now, Seth Schleter.
It's like it was yesterday. I was praying for a miracle. Scared to have a little hope.
I'm not seeing any 70s on my map anymore this morning because of that rain-cooled air out there. Scottsboro was sitting at 70. Now they're at 69 degrees. And Huntsville, a lot of the same, about 67 there? It's just dropped a few degrees this morning. So it's not going to be warm, but we can use the rain. So, even find the positive in the middle of the rainy because, that grass is going to hopefully get healthy again. Mine is crispy. It's crunchy underneath my feet here lately. It's brown, so it could use some rain. Just not too much. We'll see how much we get. All right, your forecast is brought to you by Classic by the Lake Express Car Wash. They're locally owned, locally operated, full-service family car wash, and the home of the unlimited monthly wash plan. They're at the top of the mountain in Gunnersville, next door to Gunnersville Chevrolet. That's Classic by the Lake Express Car Wash. Now your word of life. Today from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Imitate God, therefore, in everything you do because you are his dear children. Wow, you know what? That's a tall order, but it wouldn't be a challenge for us if it weren't possible to try to be that, to imitate him. So let's give it a try today. And maybe it's something that you don't normally gravitate towards. Maybe it's a particular characteristic you find about God that is different from your own set. Maybe try to adopt that today. Maybe try to imitate him in that way and see what it does to you. Yeah, it'll maybe help you see this world in a different light, things from a different perspective. And hey, it's going to impact you and the people around you. So why don't you try it? And while you're at it, go ahead and share this word of life with somebody. Let's make as many people's day better as we possibly can. All right, we've got it ready for you across our socials and at the top of our website. That's 885jfm.com. Let's take a look at this streaming map real quick. Oh, Wheezy still hanging out with us all the way up there in Michigan. You know what, Wheezy, since you're listening, I think I want to play one of your songs. It's been a while since I got to play it here, so I think Kaleidoscope Jesus is in order, so I'll play that for you next. And, I want to talk about something else. We all have our morning routines, right? For me, I'm one of those guys that I could do the same thing pretty much every morning and be just fine. My wife, not so much. She kind of gets tired of some of the things I even cook for dinner. There are times I have to take a break in cooking that thing, like turkey burgers were big just a couple months ago, but she got sick of them. So we got to change things up. Well, sometimes you don't want to change things up. Sometimes you want what you want because it's good. I found myself in a little bit of a dilemma this morning when it comes to the selection of cheeses in my refrigerator. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things that can get you in a bad mood, but you learn a little bit more about yourself when faced with a shortage of what you really like. So I'll tell you what I learned, and we'll have some fun with it coming up shortly right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. First, let me hit this ID, then we'll play Kaleidoscope Jesus for Wheezy, and I want to remind you, I'd love to play a song for you. You want to request one? I'd be happy to play it. Text me 256-967-0885.
88.5 JFM is WJIA Guntersville.
Online at 885jfm.com.
You go out of your way to make me feel like I'm the one you love.
We all have our preferences, don't we? For instance, are you a Duke's, Hellman's, Bama, or Kraft Mayo eater? Or do you prefer the Miracle Whip? Yeah, I'm a Kraft Mayo guy. I grew up on it. Okay, what else? Are you a Bryan's, Oscar Mayer, Gwaltney, or Ziegler bologna eater? I like the Gwaltney. Though I can get on board with the Ziegler too. And, I like the Gwaltney or the Bar S hot dogs, the pork and chicken blend. I don't like the beef. The beef is just too salty and too mealy for me. But to each their own, right? Well, all cheeses, I found out this morning, are not the same. Case in point, I ran out of my favorite blend, Colby Jack. So this morning, as I'm getting ready, I rummaged through the fridge. I found 3 other kinds. Actually, no, it was 4 other kinds of cheese in there. I found mozzarella. I found a taco blend with the taco spices already mixed in. I found a Mexican blend and then a 5-cheese Italian blend. So after weighing my options, I opted for the Italian 5-cheese because the more cheese is the better, right? And while it was about a half a month out of date, it wasn't moldy, so I thought it'd be a great choice. So I kind of, shook the bag a little bit, made sure it was good to go, and let me tell you, it was not the correct choice. My grits were basically ruined this morning because I like some cheesy grits. I put a little bit of Lowry's seasoning salt in there. The low sodium Lowry's. Oh, it's so good. Chef's kiss. But with the 5-cheese Italian blend, they were basically ruined. I ate them anyway because I got to fill the empty spot with something that's going to last. And grits do that for me. So I fully plan on making a trip to the grocery store today to grab a big bag of the Colby Jack that I love so well. And I've got to pick up some of those chicken maple sausage links from the freezer section because I ran out and I had to reheat the meatballs from spaghetti night this morning. And they just didn't hit the same. I'm sorry. Meatballs, they belong in spaghetti, not as a breakfast meat. Anyway, yep, I'll be headed to the store and all will be right with the world. But it's just something about that. When you run out of the things that you really like, it does something to you. You find out a little bit more about yourself. So for me, Colby Jack is the way to go in grits. I don't know. Maybe you have a preference that goes better in grits. Maybe you prefer, the high class, the Gruyere cheese. I've had that on those grilled cheese sandwiches before, and delicious. So anyway, just some ideas, just some things to talk about. We all are set in our own ways, I guess, but for me, Colby Jack is the way to go. Hey, I'd love to hear from you this morning. You want to request a song? Text me, 256-967-0885. Want to tell me a little bit about your preferences? Yeah, I'd love to hear that too. 256-967-0885. Now, Micah Tyler and Everson Day and People Like Us.
If you fell on some hard times, if your long days turn to long nights, if you're drowning on the inside with every beat of your heart.
Good morning, and welcome into, this day in history. It's a chance for us to look back on yesteryear and celebrate some milestones and some achievements and the movers and the shakers who brought us this far. So what happened on this day in history? Well, in 1793, this is kind of one of those dark days, but I think we need to talk about it in light of what's happened here in the past few years. In 1793, Maryland forbids commerce with Philadelphia, Pennsylvania during an outbreak of yellow fever. It was the first quarantine of an American city. I don't like that word, quarantine, because I had to do that before. Not fun. I'm not a fan. On this day in 1873 in the United States, the Remington Company manufactures the first successful commercial typewriter. Yeah, do you remember having typing class in school? Getting your fingers just right on that keyboard? Who knew that the same keyboard would make its way into computers, and we use those things every day. But now, so many times they're in much smaller forms, using your thumbs on that screen on your smart device. On this day in 1912, plans were announced for America's first transcontinental highway to be called the Lincoln Highway, eventually known as Route 66. Yeah, I remember that song, Get Your Kicks on Route 66. I played that in the show choir band at Wallace State. That's where I met my wife, Cassie, at, actually. On this day in 1918, American motorcycle endurance rider Irwin Cannonball Baker completed a 17,000-mile, 78-day trip to all 48 state capitals, a significant trek in a time of limited roads and little pavement. 78 days on a motorcycle. Somebody was sore. My goodness. And then, on this day, all the way back in 1913, Jesse Owens, the American track and field athlete who won 4 medals at the Berlin Olympics in 1936, was born. Guess where he was born? Oakland, Alabama. Sure enough, he was one of ours. So there it is. That's this day in history. But now I want to remind you of something as I close my book. Here it is. Here's my reminder for you. You are making history every single day. And whether it's written about in a history book like I'm holding in my hand or not, it's still impactful because it's written on the hearts of those people around you and how you interact with them and how you pour into their lives. So I want to challenge you, and I'm going to challenge myself at the same time. Let's make some good history today. Will you meet me on that challenge? Let's do it. Now, I've got to shout somebody out because she's making me chuckle this morning. Kim Smith sent me a couple of GIFs. The first one shows this guy in a green shirt. He's got a green headband on. He's got a purple cape. And he's got his fist out. He says, "Yes, I am." And just underneath it is a guy in a suit in his car, clapping his hands and dancing around, doing a shoulder dance, said hallelujah. So, yes, I am and hallelujah can only mean one thing. So for Kim Smith now, I would like to play Christian Paul and Yes, I Am.
Hallelujah, say amen. Devil had me in the grave. Jesus told him think again. Hallelujah, that's what I said. 'Cause I'm a born again, resurrected sinner, been forgiven. Yes, I am.
I love getting to know a little bit more about you. And I've been doing that over on the texts this morning. And just in case you haven't texted me yet, I want to invite you to do that. Yeah, 256-967-0885. It could be something as simple as wanting me to play a song. Well, I'd love to play it for you. Or maybe you could use some prayer. Or maybe something big has happened in your life, and I'd like to celebrate it with you. So let me know about it. 256-967-0885. Now, Pat Barrett with Beautiful Life, and coming up shortly, we'll be hearing from the Pastor Brian Trent. Well, it's about that time for us to hear from Pastor Brian Trent. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about, well, let me tell you. He's from Hampton, South Carolina, and he pastors the Lighthouse Church. He and his family are, well, just amazing. They come up with some pretty cool content that they post on their socials under the handle Trent Tribe, TRENT TRIBE. That's how you can find them wherever you do your socials. And I would encourage you to do it because, my goodness, some of these videos that they post, they just kind of challenge you a little bit. And they help you see from a different perspective that you never would have thought about. So what does he have for us today? Well, here, let's take a listen and find out.
I didn't mean to hurt his feelings. I don't mean to hurt yours, but Jesus doesn't set us free so that we'll remain a victim. As a matter of fact, in John 8, Jesus says, "He whom the Son sets free, he'll be free indeed." But you know, I've been getting to know this one guy for several years now, but I only see him once or twice a year. And every time I always say, "How are you?" And every time he answers the same thing. I want him to prove me wrong, but I can tell you right now exactly how he's going to respond. He always is the victim of his latest circumstances. And it's always the same story, except the characters change, except for the one character, which is him. And this time, out of love and compassion for him, I said, "Man, when is it that you're going to stand up and make decisions that lead down different pathways? Make decisions that don't put you in front of people that are going to take advantage of you every single time." And you know Jesus. He knows Jesus. He knows that he has been set free. But it occurred to me that there's a difference between knowing Jesus and knowing the truth that Jesus speaks over us. Because also in John 8 says, Jesus actually said that if you remain in my teachings, you'll be my disciples and you will know the truth, and that truth will set you free. You see, when we walk in that truth, when we're truly his disciples, not just knowing him, but walking with him, having a relationship with him, then we walk in the power of the truth that he has set us free and that we are no longer victims. Love you guys.
No longer victims. I love it. Again, you can find him across the socials. Just type in Trent Tribe. Here's Hannah Kerr now with Changed, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM.
I've been to the bottom, I've been to the edge, and I've been down that road that led to failure and regret. Oh, but I've been to the one who wrote his love for me in red, and I've been changed.
Well, Kim Smith and I, we've been jiffing back and forth this morning. Those moving images. Yeah, she sent me a couple earlier. I talked about it on the air where she had put some text at the bottom, and she was wanting me to play a particular song. So I played it, and then I found out how to put text on a GIF too, and I finished it off for her. I put an image of Jean-Claude Van Damme from the movie Kickboxer. He was dancing, and I put on there the lyrics, the rest of the lyrics to the song. She loved it. But, you know, she was just listening to Brian Trent talking about this guy always being a victim all the time. Well, you know what? He had a message for that guy. And Kim thought, well, maybe this song would go right along with what he had to say. And you know what? I'd have to agree. It's Hillsong Worship and who you say I am, because really, it's all about who he says we are. Right? Yeah, we've got to own that because he loves us. We're the apple of his eye. Wow, we're more than conquerors.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me.
Well, the time has come for me to bid you adieu, but before I do, I'd like to share with you an inspiring quote. In fact, some might say it's the most inspiring quote of the day from Alan Fletcher. A person without imagination is like a tea bag without hot water. Wow. Imagination. You know, that thing you used to really focus on when you played by yourself keep yourself entertained when you were a kid? Yeah, you'd pick up a stick and all of a sudden it became a sword. Creativity looks a little different as you are an adult because, well, the creativity, the imagination, they start focusing on things around you, maybe ways that you can make things better. And so many times those great ideas stay stuck inside your head and you need to get them out. Just like that hot water brings all the flavor of the tea out of that bag. So, can you embrace your imagination? Can you be a little more creative? Let those juices flow a little bit? Yeah, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what happens when you do, because God has gifted you with some very particular skills, abilities, and talents. So be using them. Maybe you're really gifted at drawing. There are all kinds of amazing things you can do with that gift. Oh my goodness. Maybe you love singing. Well, when's the last time that you sang at church? Or maybe you're not even on the praise and worship team or in the choir yet. Why not? Find out when the next audition is, or reach out to your music minister and say, hey, I'd love to try out for the team. Watch what happens. There's an amazing sense of fulfillment that comes from using what God has given you for His glory. And it does something for you as well, knowing that you can practice that. You can exercise that gift that He's given you. It's a pretty big deal. You know what? Lots of times that hot water is necessity. Sometimes we don't embrace those creative ideas until we absolutely have to. And I hope that's not the case. I hope that we can be a little more creative in our everyday lives. Though I know that life is tough. I mean, the days, they are long. And time, it runs out. It really does. You have so much time in a day. But as we manage it a little more wisely, I think we can find an opportunity to exercise these gifts God's given us. So, will you take the challenge with me? Will you give it a little extra time? Practice that thing a little more? Maybe it's something that you put on the back burner. You're like, no, I don't have time for that anymore. But no, you were really good at it. And likely you're still really good at it. You have a way of looking at that thing that maybe nobody else does. You need to use that gift. You need to use that creativity because after all, God is the creator of the universe and we're to imitate Him. So let's be creative today. All right? Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm so glad that we can do life together. All right, that's going to wrap it up. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow morning from 6 to 10 for another Lifeline Morning Show. And we're going to start at 7 o'clock with the car line competition. We'll start at 6, but 7 o'clock car line competition. 9 gift cards up for grabs. See you then.